outstanding in that grand final win. Stuart Dew, the two-time premiership player with two clubs. Tuck, long, Roughhead the leap, and maybe the crumb. Close to the line, wrapped up by Warnock.
Over the shoulder.
Wrapped up incorrectly. Tough kick.
That'll be a good battle, that one. He's a big, strong fellow, Warnock, but he's going to have his hands full with a fit and faster and leaner Jared Roughhead.
Pretty scary, isn't it? Just 21, 22 years of age, Franklin and Roughhead.
You can almost see why they took him ahead of Lance Franklin. In body shape, he just looks so much like a footballer. He's just stock standard. If you saw them in the paddock, the player you'd pick, and that's nice off the boot. That's delightful. On cue. If you saw that in the paddock, you'd pick him.
We need to just keep running.
And Morton caught. Play on. Rioli through traffic nicely. Hands up to Bateman. And he centres the ball to Stokes.
Great kick. That's terrific vision. When most players, a 45-degree angle on the run, you're going to have a shot for goal, and you can't actually have a go at someone for doing that because it's a very kickable goal. But he saw Stokes in the corridor all on his own. He thought, well, probably a better percentage, the set shot directly in front than on the run from 45 degrees.
And not only that, I mean, what it does is it brings Stokes into the game. You get him a touch, you get him a shot at goal from pretty much straight in front.
So Cameron Stokes, who played the 9 games last year, but not in the grand final lineup, sneaks it in.
Nothing forward except loose Melbourne players in defence.
Dowler, Young. Roughhead calls for it long. It's in his direction. He's caught behind. Gets a hand to make a contest. Hits the deck. It's almost a duck of the head. Cheney, lucky not to be penalised there.
Free to Roughhead.
And that was a duck. Free to Roughhead. There's the evener upper. And he's already kicked one from here.
We'll go the banana, I think. Yeah.
So the two-step kick, which is practiced a lot by players now. 1, 2, and around.
Well done.
Spectacularly good. The Hawks are back. Morton v Morton out there at the moment, the two brothers.
They never got back outside the line either.
Roughhead with 2 to beat and beats them both.
Well, we mentioned the sort of pre-season he's had, and I think you're seeing a little bit of it now with the athleticism, the fitness, the speed to put himself in the contest. That's the first contested mark he's taken, the first mark he's taken, but he's in everything. And he just looks good, he looks balanced, he looks strong.
He found front position beautifully there. Looked like he was right out of position and then somehow worked his way to the front.
He's kicked 2 miraculous goals, surely not a third.
So he's outside the boundary as he kicks this.
Turn it up.
He's got 3.
He needs to develop some consistency in his game. Very exciting player.
Even Jeff White wasn't being played for a while. Sewell to Mitchell. Campbell Brown. Back into the corridor. Gillum.
This is where they do it so well, Hawthorn.
Suckling gave it up. Nice little handball from Brust. And now Young. Again, a 1-on-2, although Williams in the right spot. Used his body to perfection. Mark Williams.
You want to go back and replay from the full-back line with a chain of handballs why Hawthorn won the premiership last year. And these are only their younger players involved, but their ball use and their composure from half-back has resulted in this kick and then the thumping kick inside 50.
Just a formality for one of the most accurate kicks in the game. And suddenly, Hawthorn in front.
Bad mistake, Brad Miller. He fumbled the ball, but the tackle to correct the mistake was a beauty.
Whitecross to Roughhead in a 1-on-1 with Martin, and he takes the mark.
It's a good kick in the end because he didn't have any options. No one was leading, and he backed himself to cover the distance to get it over the crowd of players to a 1-on-1 for Roughhead. And what he did do was kick it to the side of the contest that favoured Roughhead.
3 goals in the opening term, none since.
It should really be a certainty from here.
It's a tough kick. He kicks those, doesn't he?
He's been kicking them from the boundary all day.
And a zephyr of breeze behind him. Superb! They're not done with yet, the reigning premier. Not 20, so Jones forced to play on. Into trouble and out of trouble, essentially, although Stuart Dew dump, no free. Williams, short, Stokes, play on. Hands it off to Sewell. Snaffles it, spins, into trouble, out of trouble. Morton outside of the foot. That's a ripper. Jared Morton keeps them in it.
Hard work.
14 minutes. Last a little bit of time on. Taylor ducked out of it. Jew in traffic again. Mitchell. Rioli. The spark towards Williams. Bouncing ball. Frawley tried to turn him inside out. Williams kick around the body. Not great. Off hands. Rough head. Shoots the handball back to Williams. To his own advantage. Over it. Well, he almost threw that out. Stokes. It'd be a miracle from there. But he's a miracle worker.
Great goal.
Birchall gave the handball up. Brown, Mitchell, the Generals. Wobbly kick. It's okay. Taylor to Moss. And now Williams is free on the wing if he wants him. And he wants him.
He should have given it. That's right. That's a good decision. Give it to Young and then get it back, I reckon, here.
Well, Young could go the distance here. He can go for 9. Williams wants the 9. Has the bounce. He'll take the 6, perhaps. Pokes it home. They're still there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Lucky you got the private jet down, Jason, because we might be headed for extra time. It's a 9-point margin. Cale Morton runs into traffic. His brother Jared knocked it to Moss. Wobbly ball inside 50. Warnock's hands not good. Rough head. Jew, of all people. Stewie Jew's a killer. It's a 3-point game. Big clearance coming up here. Johnson down towards Jones, but he missed it. McGlynn hands it up to Sewell. Again, the General thumps it along. High ball, tough one for Dowler. Stephen Martin, front spot. Saving Martin.
Better then.
Let's play on.
Not 20 play on. Carlin with a sidestep, got his boot knocked. Jones, McLean, short and luckily finds bait.
Gee, they were waiting over the back. It looked like it was going to float over Bates' head, but that's a good kick.
Well, I'm not sure who's having a snooze then, but Cameron Bruce had an opponent on him.
He's got Barton.
Well, if he nails this, it's all over. But it's a very, very tough kick.
He's got
doesn't like his chances.
Brad Green's in some good space.
Nathan Jones.
Your mate over here, Bale. Or was Cheney, actually.
But this is clever. They're just eating into the clock.
McLean. Bait.
You can hear some boos from the crowd, but nothing wrong with this.
No.
Smart play from the Demons. Hold possession of the footy.
I've got no issues with this because they'll learn a bit from this close finish anyway. It does.
Here's their chance, the Hawks. Can they mop this up? Big fly, Taylor. Got hit high. Gillum shoots the handball back. That's the plan. Whitecross all the way towards Moss. They need a tackle. Davey couldn't trap him. Down the middle, Williams to fly. Can't get a run at it. Now he does. He taps it to his advantage. One last roll of the dice. Little flick wide. Rioli slung. Sewell went down to a minute. He sends it wide.
Look at McLean.
Sam Mitchell, the captain. McGlynn.
Oh,
Brilliant smother.
Mitchell.
Unbelievable game-winning smother. Garland takes it away. They might get away with this, Melbourne. Superb play, Lyndon Dunn and Cohen defence. And Jack Grimes with that tackle almost won the game. It's not done. Sewell.
That boggles the mind, Mitchell then.
One longest rough head here.
Tuck. Rough head. Got it!
I still cannot get over Sam Mitchell running on his left foot, which he uses so well. He's got McGlynn short, and he hangs on to it, and then tries to kick it around the corner.
Because he was trying to kick it, he should have handballed it. He was only 15, 20
he
metres
away. He could have done
away.
either or.
Now, Ruffy.
Not taking any time over it.
For the win. Hawthorn are home. They've come from the dead, and that's why they're the reigning premier.
8 seconds, 5 seconds left on the clock. They need a quick kick out of defence, a quick kick out of the centre, bounce, and a mark, Melbourne.
Well, they're big boys.
I've got no idea why the Hawthorn players are forward of the ball.
They don't know how long left, obviously.
Well, the runner should be out there.
Melbourne need a free from this bounce.
Well, it's a bad setup in the centre square.
Oh, McLean are pushing the back. Siren sounds. No free. It's over.
Grand theft, Dwayne.
Hawthorn into the second round of the NAB Cup to play Carlton at the Dome on March 1, and you'll see that one on Fox Sports